It's 8:45. A new version of an old brewery is opening in Lafayette after the old one closed down a century ago.
It's called Thiem and Wagner Brewery, and News 8's Emily Kinzer got an inside look, learned about some rich history here.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thiem and Wagner Brewery was founded in Lafayette in the 1860s by two German immigrants, and they did well up until Prohibition, and the business has been closed ever since. Now the great-great-grandson of the original brewmaster is reopening the business once again. Take a look.
We're in the middle of the mash. Hot water is mixing in with the grain.
This is brewmaster of Thiem and Wagner Brewery, David Thiem. He's mixing up an old craft beer recipe.
This is describing their hops.
Thanks to an old recovered handbook from the original brewmaster, David's able to get the barrel just right.
It's got water chemistry, it's got their mash times.
It's over 100 years since it touched people's lips in Lafayette, so it's pretty neat things.
The original recipe dates back to the turn of the century when the company started under the ownership of Frederick A. Thiem and John H. Wagner.
It's quite an honor to have found and be brewing the recipe that my ancestors sustained their life on and built their brewing empire on.
Thiem and Wagner's craft beer business was booming up until the 1920s and the 18th Amendment. Prohibition.
In 1894, they were brewing about 30,000 and grew up pretty close to that capacity by the time Prohibition hit.
Since then, there's been no beer. Until now. Fast forward 100 years and the business is back up and running in a new spot by the father-son duo Brian and David Thiem. They're fifth and sixth generation descendants from the original brewmaster.
It's surreal. I'm fulfilling my ancestors' legacy that was really cut short due to all the animosity around Prohibition.
And a lot of people come in and say, oh, your father would have loved this place, and I'm sure he would have, and he'd be here pretty much all day long. So it's too bad that we couldn't have done it earlier. But
pictures and memories fill the walls of the brewery, a nod to the family's history.
These are portraits of my great-great-great-grandfather and grandmother. A lot of these people are still around in town, and it's pretty cool for them to see either their dad or themselves with my grandfather drinking beer. To see us live on, and the fact that the Prohibition movement is dead is kind of a great sense of pride to them, because they knew at the end that they had the right of way.
The Thiems actually opened their tap room last April, and they said it just never really felt quite right until their business was serving their own beer, which happened earlier this month. So they're very excited to be back up and fulfilling their legacy.
All right, great stuff, Emily. Thank you.